Let's ground ourselves in the facts. This isn't a rumor. The Pakistan Air Force confirmed on the 7th of May 2026 it has signed an initial collaborative agreement for the J-35 fifth-generation stealth fighter. Reports put the total acquisition at 40 aircrafts, roughly 2 full squadrons, with the first tranche arriving by mid to late 2026, 6 months ahead of the original schedule. But the operational significance goes well beyond 40 fighters. This is a complete combat ecosystem. The package includes KJ-500 airborne early warning aircraft and HQ-19 strategic air defense systems, creating a networked ISR kill chain that immediately makes legacy non-stealth platforms like India's Su-30 MKI worryingly vulnerable. And here's the operational detail that makes this such a strategic masterstroke. PAF pilots are already training on the J-35A. The moment those airframes arrive, Pakistan will already have combat-ready crews to fly them. Integration time? Virtually nil. Now let's examine the other side. New Delhi has mobilized plenty of rhetoric about countering this acquisition. But when you coldly measure capability against capability, India's cupboard of options is starkly bare. Number 1. The homegrown AMCA program. This remains India's only viable long-term answer, but prototypes aren't expected to fly until 2029, with induction no earlier than 2034 or 2035. That's a 9 to 10-year gap, during which Pakistan will have a monopoly on fifth-generation combat capability in South Asia. Number 2. The stopgap options. Russia's Su-57 has been offered repeatedly, but here's the uncomfortable truth for Delhi. The Su-57's stealth characteristics are significantly inferior to the J-35's. The Su-57 relies primarily on frontal aspect stealth, whereas the J-35's fuselage design achieves a lower all-aspect radar cross-section. It would be out-detected and out-engaged in a high-end fight. France's Rafale? An excellent 4.5 generation fighter with proven combat performance. But it is not a true stealth aircraft, full stop. The F-35? This is the most fascinating variable, but Washington has shown zero willingness to release it to Delhi, precisely because India operates the Russian S-400. The Americans simply will not risk compromising their most sensitive technology through a known adversary system. For the foreseeable future, the F-35 is off the table. This leaves India in what I call a qualitative black hole, a decade-long window where its most advanced aircraft are fundamentally outmatched generationally. So what happens when this aircraft goes operational? Let's talk physics first. The J-35 reportedly achieves a radar cross-section around 0.001 square meters, comparable to the F-35. Against India's ground-based radars, which are optimized for non-stealthy threats, even the very capable S-400 system will struggle. Detection ranges against the J-35 are estimated to shrink to well under 100 kilometers. Combine that with the PL-15 active radar homing missile, an estimated range of 200 kilometers, and you have a weapon engagement zone that far exceeds the detection threshold. This creates what we call a first look, first shot, first kill paradigm. The J-35 pilot sees the Indian fighter long before the Indian pilot even knows there's a threat in the area. Now, let's bring in the network. The J-35 isn't just a fighter, it's a quarterback. It can share target-quality data with KJ-500 AWACS, HQ-19 batteries, and other fighters through encrypted data links. A J-35 may never even need to turn on its own radar to engage an Indian aircraft. It can receive a targeting solution from an AWACS 400 kilometers away and launch silently, giving the Indian pilot zero warning before the missile goes active. Even limited numbers of J-35s will force the IAF into a painful tactical choice. Commit a vastly disproportionate number of its 260 Su-30 MKI airframes, the backbone of the fleet, to defensive air patrols just to maintain sensor coverage. This erodes India's numerical advantage almost overnight. The implications extend well beyond the line of control. Pakistan's September 2025 Mutual Defense Pact with Saudi Arabia is a case in point. The PAF has already deployed fighter squadrons to the kingdom, and a stealth-capable PAF that can project power into the Persian Gulf alters broader strategic calculations. Secondly, look at Indian squadron strength. With the recent retirement of the last MiG-21s, the IAF is down to 29 fighter squadrons against a sanctioned strength of 42, the lowest since the 1960s. Progress on the indigenous Tejas Mk-1A has been painfully slow. India faces a quantitative compression at precisely the same moment it's being faced with a qualitative gap. It's a divergence in military trajectory that regional observers are watching very closely.
With the J-35's arrival, Pakistan is not just catching up, it is leaping a full generation ahead of India in one of the most critical domains of modern aerial warfare: stealth. By the time New Delhi can field a credible answer, Islamabad will have had a decade to refine its tactics, expand its fleet, and deepen its technological integration. The stealth fighter era in South Asia is arriving, and in a few months, only one air force will be flying it. That nation is the Islamic Republic of Pakistan.
If you enjoyed this analysis, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with others. I'll see you in the next one.